Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Hello and welcome along to the season finale of the Apex Racing Academy F3 VRS Super Series, coming to you from Watkins, Glen, live on Apex Racing TV. I am Tim Cox, filling in for Sam Fitzpatrick, and I'm joined by the Italian stallion himself, Marco Bambanera, who is not only my co-commentator tonight, but will also be running the cameras as well. So just to take you through how things are going to pan out tonight, we're not far off qualifying, about to commence. That'll be a 10-minute open qualifying session, so you'll see all of our drivers out on the track at the same time. And then we will take to race 1, which is a 15-minute race, which will be formed from the results from qualifying. And then race 2, which is taken up by the results from race 1 with the top 6 inverted. And then finally, race 3, another 15-minute race, the grid will be formed from the race results from race 2, but the top 10 in that race will be inverted. Now you can see on the screens right now the championship standings. Now, what battles should we be looking out for? Well, as you can see, you would have seen previously from Pro, Barstow's already won the championship. However, it's worth keeping an eye on Larson and Olsen, with only 32 points between them for second place. That's definitely going to be one battle to keep an eye on tonight. In the AM category, we've got Negrete and Glemster, who could potentially take the title tonight. There's hardly anything to separate those true drivers. And then we've got Philip Russell in third. However, it's not a secure third, because Boberg could potentially nick that third place in the championship off him at the last round. Wow, Marco. Where do we begin? Watkins Glen. It's going to be epic. Where do we expect to see the action tonight on track?
Well, first of all, welcome everyone, and of course, welcome to the boot team. Nice to have you here. Yes, I mean, it is Watkins Glen. It is the boot classic configuration. So as you can see from the pictures here, there will be no chicane. This is a track that has both plenty of passing spots and dangerous corners. A very technical track. Drivers will have to be extremely mindful of their positioning and have good qualifying, especially if you're a title contender. You want to stay in front in qualifying, and that is only 1/3 of the job, of course, because then if you do well in race 1, race 2 you're going to have probably have to start from the back end of the top 6, and if you survive race 2, of course, top 10, as you were saying, inverted for race 3. So no matter what, you're going to have a race where you have to start from the back, and we all know the S's and the carousel, especially in the first lap team, extremely dangerous corners, and we have seen how tight the battle is, especially in the amateur class. You can have a very, very bad surprise.
Just sort of whet the appetite of the viewers. Obviously, as they come through the S's, obviously it's going to be a massive slipstream train along the back straights as they come all the way down to the outer loop corner, and I'm sure we're going to see plenty of 2 wides entering that. 3 wides, even 4 wides. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the draft is not as strong as it was in the past few seasons, but it's still very strong. Of course, we're talking about open wheelers with an extremely long straight to contend with. So inevitably, there's going to be a lot of mind games and tactics being played at very high speeds on that backstretch. And the way the carousel is built, Tim, it really invites you to maybe delay your braking a bit, try to take that outside line that then becomes the inside line, and it's not always easy to keep the car in the inside part of the corner. So sometimes we see these cars take the inside, maybe 3-4 wide, and then they drift towards the outside, but instead of being alone, of course, they have company.
I'm sure that a lot of the drivers tonight, they'll have other drivers for company the whole way around. And you can see already with not even halfway through qualifying yet, and just look how close it is at the top right now. Rasmussen is on pole, the Dane. However, Marto, near identical time. It was 3 thousandths of a second separating them as Rasmussen goes faster, but then Marto straight in with a reply, a 1:38.2, and currently is on pole, although I'm sure that is all to play for, and that is not the first time that we will be seeing that change throughout the course of qualifying. Now, we've got lots of drivers just keeping you up to date. An interesting one, Justin Gretz in the AM category currently holds the fastest second sector. Other than that, Marto currently, obviously, naturally, with the setting the fastest lap so far, holds all the other fastest sectors. As Gretz goes faster again that time around, elevating himself up to 4th place in the qualifying standings with 6 minutes gone. 4 minutes left to go. As we said, so some of the drivers, their teammates, they will be working together to help maximize that slipstream effect as we just ride on board with Rasmussen right now. And they'll be looking to improve their times. You can see Howard and Moreau are on out laps, so we'll keep one little close eye to see how those 2 guys get on. Can they improve their time? Can they move themselves up the standings? It's definitely going to be one to watch out for. Now, just looking a little bit further down the field, we've got around about 6 drivers who are yet to set a time. One of them, Philip Russell, a guy who mentioned earlier, 3rd place in the championship. He's going to be looking to set a much faster time if he's got any hopes of keeping hold in AM Championship. And right now, if you sort of marry him up against Negret, who's set at 139.6, sorry, 138.6 even, Russell will be looking to get close to that time and move himself up through the grid.
You know, Tim, one important note, of course, as we are using basically the heat format that iRacing provides us to mimic this Race 1, Race 2 and Race 3 format that we have today. This means that by the iRacing rule book, the moment the clock hits the 10-minute mark, qualifying will be over immediately. There will be no chance to finish a lap if you are on a lap, so it's not like it happens, you know, normally in real life. So if you want to have a lap, you have to start it more or less now, because with 1 minute 38, that's going to be, of course, mandatory that you complete it before the end of the time. And as you were saying, team work is very important. Until last season we had single car qualifying, but now, of course, with especially a track like this, draft very, very important. So if you have a teammate that can help you, as you were saying, as Alex Fournier, the new teammate of Marteau, they were not teammates to begin the season, they are teammates now, up into 3rd, 38.316. Now, of course, for Marteau it's not going to be a particularly stressful round, but he still wants to win the most races possible. But Rasmussen is one of the most experienced drivers in open wheel competition on iRacing. He's been around for years and years. He used to partake in the McLaren MP430 series. He was a very successful Skip Barber racer back when I started on iRacing several years ago. And he's always, when there is an open wheel car in iRacing, you can be sure that Niklas Rasmussen is always there or thereabouts. Now, this season has been up and down for him. Some rounds he's had poor luck, but as you can see, when he's on it, I mean, he's only 0.013 behind Marteau. And let's see Russell, disappointing qualifying so far. And this is it for him, because we have 30 seconds left.
Definitely. Rasmussen, will get in that final lap. Can he improve? As you mentioned, Marco, under a 10th covering, well, between himself and Marteau. Can he improve? He is setting better sectors in 1, 2 and 3. He's just coming round that last corner now. Can he improve? I know he's bailed it. He's not. He's come into the pit, so he is not going to improve. But just, well, look, it shows the quality of our drivers. Under a 10th of a second, separating our top 5. Just shows how close things are going to be tonight. So, on your grid for the first race, Marteau starts on pole with Rasmussen alongside him for the front row. Isaacson is Fournier alongside him on the second row. Then we've got Larson and Beer, 5th and 6th. Negret, the highest qualifier of the AMs, is on the 4th row with the Swede Olsen for company. Luke Pennington is on row 5 with Aaron Smith, and all British, row 5. Then we've got Glamstetter and Helgerd on the 6th row. Then we've got Jestrenbakken and Boberg, Howard and Moreau, Russell and Mignot. Then we've got Reiser and Gianni to take up row 10. Then Schnell, Rogenbuck, Crew and Rosenkrantz. And then finally bringing up the grid is the Russian Mailshev. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be really, really tight, Marco.
Yes, these last two drivers, if I'm not mistaken, serving a qualifying ban, or even worse, I think they have a pit lane start, Rosenkrantz and Malishev, so they will start from the pits, unless I remember wrongly, which is, you know, possible. But yeah, you can see 30 seconds. Everyone is on the grid apart from the two drivers we just mentioned and Tobias Olsson. Therefore, we'll have to wait probably the full 2 minutes of wait time, but then it's off for 15 minutes of action, and let's pray that everyone gets through the first lap more or less in one piece.
Definitely, just around a few seconds left just to wait for what is going to be an incredible night of racing. And here we go. The lights are coming on. It's time to get hyped, everyone, because the Battle of the Glen is go. And a great start from Marto there. Really getting a great start off the line. He's going to cement that first place, but Rasmussen, he's under attack from Isaacson, and they're going to go 2 wide round turn 1, the 90, as they head up the S's for the first time. Side by side, it looking in the background, looks like everyone else has got away cleanly, but look who's leaving the background. It's Fournier just waiting to pounce on those 2 drivers. He's gone to the inside there, and look, they're almost gonna, we mentioned about it earlier, Marco, they're gonna go 3 wide potentially, but Fournier just backing out there, and as they all come around the outer loop, round the carousel, almost like the animals getting onto Noah's Ark 2 by 2 as they settle down now into the chute for the first time. These Solara Air3s all whizzing by there at great speed. But Marto, he's checking out at the front there. Already a second clear of Rasmussen in second place. And Isaacson, he's not letting him go. He's tucked up right onto the gearbox of the Dane. So we look back now. You can see a long line of cars queuing up behind Rasmussen right now. So we've got a little bit further down the field. Luke Pennington, he's going to have to run it wide round there, the third to last corner. He's got the better exit. It's in a real tight battle there. He's going to get the move done. He's safe. He's going to head round the final corner. And we've got battles, as you can imagine, for the first lap, up and down the field. And talking of another one, here comes Smith on Beer. So that's on the Gret even, I think that he's going to... Oh, a massive switch there for Beer. The German is going to leave him vulnerable heading up through the S's. And here we go. That's Smith alongside him in that green and black F3. And they've got Negret, the Am, just heading to the inside, tucking up behind the rear wing of Smith, that is, on the inside. So it's the Gret even as they head round the carousel. Ever so close. Hardly anything to separate these drivers. There's Isaacson there just under a bit of an attack, but right now it's Smith with all the work to do. He's got Beer and Negret right behind him. Got that bit further sort of up the field. Sorry, Marco.
No.
Just
say that my right index finger needs replacing because there is action wherever we go, everywhere we look, and I think in all the chaos, Aaron Smith went past Justin Negretti, of course, for the lead in the amateur class. As we know, points are scored on the overall position, so now there is a car between Smith and Negretti, of course, and a car between Negretti and Russell, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I doubt things are going to stay the same for much longer because they are so tightly bunched.
They are. I'm certain things will not stay as they are right now. As Glamster right on board with him right now. That is Justin Bracken back in front of him as they come through the S's. Has he timed it right? Is he going to be able to maximise the slipstream? That's Russell ahead of them, where he's going to look to utilise some of that extra slipstream from them. As Justin Bracken's gone to the inside and he's going to get the move done there up to the inside. That's for position, that's for just battles all over the place got battles for 12th place. We've got battles all the way far down as even 21st. We've got drivers close together, but Marto, despite getting a really, really good start, Rasmussen, he's catching him, Marco. Gap was a second. It's down to under half a second. And I think this is possibly going to be Rasmussen's time to strike right now.
Oh, and
no, we've got, there was an accident there. That was, trying to check out who that was there. Was it Moreau?
So he was sitting on the guardrail with, I think, a suspension, big suspension damage. Yep.
Caught the grass there. That sent the car in the spin with a one-way ticket to the inside barrier, and that is going to be straight to the pits for him. The drivers do have one fast repair, be utilising that, but that's going to cost him dearly. So yeah, with Rasmussen right now, as he looks to be working with Marto ahead of him. Just trying to pull away more and more and get away from Fournier in first place. He's got a nice little train forming behind him with Larson, Olsen and Isaacson. As we come down round the carousel now for the first time. For the third time even. Just looking back from Marto, you can see the Dane in the background there of Rasmussen. Just working with him as they look to pull away. We're at third race distance in race 1. And I think these two guys have got to be surely your favourites for the top 2 steps on the podium right now. However, 6th place could be a real battle as Pennington, he's in 7th place right now, but he's going to be looking to catch up with this guy, Isaacson, the Norwegian, who currently holds 6th place. That does mean for race 2, he will be taking pole as things stand right now. I think somewhere on camera, Boberg, I think he's had an incident. We'll see if we can bring you up to speed with that one. Let's take a little look. What happened to Rickard Boberg, the Swede? And, that's a nasty corner. There's a really nasty bump on the inside there, and he just caught it and set the car spinning around, and he's headed to the pits. Obviously too much damage on his Delara referee to continue.
Oh, yes, Strumbacken.
Oh, no. Let's have a little look at what happened to Jestenbach. It's down into 90. He's taken too much curb, potentially. Yeah, there we go. The car, you see, it was bouncing and just lost control, where he was so desperate to just try and keep up with the car in front, and it's cost him dearly. And he becomes our third retiree of race 1. But look at these guys go absolutely all over each other right now. We've got Smith, who's on the attack of Pennington, 2 Brits. They really need to be working together right now, because Alston is 1.8 seconds ahead of them, and they need to be looking at that 6th place to get themselves in pole position for race 2. However, they're racing drivers, Marco, who I'm sure they're going to be more concentrating and engrossed in the battle with each other than working together and trying to catch up to Olsen.
Yes, and I mean, it's especially interesting that Pennington and Smith are fighting, but Isaacson and Olsen are not. So maybe being in front, they're reading the situation a bit better now. As I say that, probably now Olsen will launch a daring move, but for the time being, as you can see, they've been pretty much line astern, 5th and 6th, while 7th and 8th have been battling hard, and I think Justin Negretti will be joining this party soon, especially thanks to the slipstream. Let's see how they will behave now on the backstretch.
Yeah, interesting one. Obviously, Smith and Negretti, both drivers. As Pennington, he's gone to the inside defensive, as Smith is going to look to take it round the outside. They're going to go too wide into the carousel. Who's going to come out
contact
on top? Wow, that was incredibly close there. How they did not have contact with one another. But here comes the Grey. He's going to get it past Smith. He But Smith's fighting back. He's saying, no, you're not having that place off me. I want that win within AM. And all while that's going on, it's played into the hands of Pennington, who's now been released from that battle with Smith. And he's managed to get them clear air between himself and Smith. But back a little bit further up, just keeping one eye a little bit further up between Alston and Isaacson. They're very close. And with just over 5 minutes left of this motor race, I'm sure it's going to be time for them, Marco, to start thinking about making a move.
Yes, by the way, let me say a big hello to the Cambuali Chani fan club that's really present in the chat as per usual. Thank you for your support, and hopefully your driver can have a good result. So far 16, still Olson and Isaacson maintaining maintaining formation, so to speak. Maybe if there's going to be a move, it is going to be coming later. They don't want to risk it right now, especially because they know, despite being from different teams, they know they have the front row locked. But look at that. I mean, Olson went for another line, and immediately Isaacson moved to get the slipstream, and now side by side into the carousel.
Well, it's such a popular overtaking place, the carousel. Obviously, drivers carry so much momentum from the slipstream effect down the back straight, which gives us this absolutely brilliant racing. Well worth mentioning, if we want to stay up to date with everything happening on Apex Racing TV, you can follow us on Twitter, where we're at Apex Racing TV. Facebook is facebook.com/Apex Racing TV, and Instagram is, if you search for Apex Racing TV, you can follow us on there. However, back to the Pennington, and this is getting really, really tight now between himself and Smith. After that earlier, very close coming together. They're all bunched up again. However, look who's joined the battle. It's Beer, the German. He's now tucking up right behind the Gret. We've got 2 pros and 2 AMs all fighting it out over 7th place. And well, obviously we were mentioning earlier before the race, the battle for the win in the AM Championship. Obviously the Gret in a strong position right now. Glamster, he's down in 12th place. That's going to cost him a little bit. It's not where he wants to be. However, Russell is looking good with that 11th place and 3rd within AM right now to try and keep hold of that 3rd place in the championship. However, as we've seen already, I'm sure it could well change yet again. So with Beer, look how close he is to the Gret. And to Smith and Pennington, these two will not leave each other alone up front. So this came round shoot there, they head down the short straight to toe. And they're still side by side, not letting each other go. One not able to get over each other. So we head now down to heel. And Pennington just managed to edge in front. We're going to probably, looking at the time, there's probably going to be about 2 laps left of race 1. Can Pennington hold on to it? It's going to be really, really tough for him, Marco.
It is, and I mean, he's got some very, very, very tough competitors behind him. I mean, Smith and Negretti, of course, are battling it out for the class win. But Florian Beer, of course, from Raceaholics, with the best livery on the field. By the way, I would define it a modern art masterpiece. Look at that. Sounds like someone dumped all the possible colors on the car randomly.
Spinner in the background there, Marco. I think that was Glamster. There we go, Christian Glamster. Just losing it out of the 90. I think maybe potentially see the replay now as he's heading down to turn 1. Is it just too much momentum into it? It is. And thank his lucky stars, it's such a large runoff area at turn 1. It played it into his hands, but here we go yet again. Smith versus Pennington. Oh no! Contact track between them. And oh no, that's Pennington gone. Luke Pennington, the Brit. Oh no. What has been an absolute epic race-long battle between Smith and Pennington. It's like, oh, he just came across where he was carrying in so much speed. They were having a competition of who could be the last of the late breakers. And Pennington just lost out there. I was so unlucky.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed, Marco. Ouch indeed. And well, all the way back up into 5th, Olsen, and I said as the race started to close out that these two drivers, one of them's going to have to make a move sooner or later. So I think this is going to be the last lap now.
Yes, and we had some trouble here, maybe in front of Elgerud. Somebody spun and he collected him. No, he spun.
No, he's lost it all by himself there. Bumps off the barriers, and everyone behind him did well to take evasive action. You know, it was Reiser and Charney there. But here we go. We said they had to make a move. Someone had to bite first. And here comes Isaacson. He's up the inside. Olsen, he's going to have the, if he can maintain, he's going to have the inside line for the next turn. He's not. Isaacson's making him do all the hard work. He's going to have to go round the outside here, but that does mean that he's going to have the inside line as they head up to toe. And Olsen now, surely, can he get the drive off the corner? It looks like it is, and with limited passing places left, he's gone defensive to the inside. Can he maintain that position? But Isaacson says no. It's not over yet. You're not keeping hold of that place. And he's going to have the inside line for the next 2 corners. That's run incredibly close. Almost bang wheels there between the 2 Scandinavians. But out in front, Marto is your race winner for race 1. And next, Isaacson, he's managed to get the move done. He's managed to get past. And Rasmussen comes across. He's across the line in 2nd. Fournier 3rd. Wow, ever so close there between Larson and Isaacson. Literally, borderline a 30 finish. I think it was 3/100ths of a second across the line there between the 2 drivers. Wow, what a finish, Marco, for race 1.
And this was race 1, which usually it is the most polite, I would say, of the 3 races. So certainly a lot of a lot in store and a lot of expectations for race 2 and race 3. We are just waiting for the final few drivers to come home. As you can see on the top left side of the screen, your reverse grid for race 2 will be Olsson, Isaacson, Larsen, Fournier, Rasmussen and Marteau. And the other drivers will start in the position they are right now. Everybody has already gone back to the pits. They have literally 1 minute from the moment the last car crosses the line to make sure they have the correct setup. Everything is okay. If they want to make a last minute change, which I advise against, they only have that 1 minute. So it will be basically a sprint to get the cars back onto the starting grid for race 2. Just waiting for Chuck Mauro. There is, and as if by magic, you will see that everyone, more or less now, there we go, been kicked out unceremoniously. Here's the grid for race 2.
Here we go. So, as Marco mentioned, Olsen takes pole with Isaacson. Larsen is on the 2nd row with Fournier, and then Rasmussen in 5th and Marto in 6th. Then we've got Brett and Smith, the 2 AM drivers, with Bear and Russell on the 5th row of the grid. Then we've got Rosenkrantz and Howard in 11th and 12th. Then we've got Glamster, who will be looking for a much better race too. Reiser, Jarni, Helgerud. Then we've got Rogenbuck, Mailchef, who had a brilliant result in the end, made up a lot of places. Then we've got Crew, Schnell, Barrow, Pennington in 22nd. Jesterbakken in 23rd, Minut in 24th, and Boberg takes up the final position on the grid. wait, here we go. We've got the lights coming on. We've got Mailchef, he's going to start from the pits. He'll be one to watch yet again, and we are off for race 2. The green flag waves, and Olsen, he's headed off into the lead, but it's going to be tight between himself and Isaacson as they round turn 1 for the first time. But Olsen, he's managed to get the jump. He is ahead, and Isaacson, all of a sudden, from battling for first place into turn 1, is now looking potentially a bit vulnerable, a little bit further down. However, Fournier, everyone's going too wide, it seems. On the run down to the carousel, jinxing left, jinxing right. And Olsen, there we go, he's lost out from the slipstream. That's really allowed Isaacson to catch up to him as they head down now into shoot for the first time in race 2. Oh no! Oh no, that's Aaron Smith, the AM driver. Oh no, contact's in further down. There's 3 drivers involved, 4 potentially. A big accident into the chute there. Wow, absolutely a massive accident. Numerous drivers involved. And all while that's been going on, Marteau, he's up 3 places as he now looks down to chase the Scandinavian duo of Olsen and Isaacson out up front. Just coming round the last couple of corners right now. Marteau, he's in that slipstream range. Can he make an attack onto the front too? They're going to look a little bit vulnerable right now as we come round the 90 for the second time in race 2. Marteau using all of the track, nearly a bit more there, up through the S's as we ride on board with the Dutchman. Here he comes. He's getting the double drag as everyone goes defensive to the right-hand side of the track. They're all pretty much line astern. They now fan out into the carousel. But here comes Olsen, that is. He's managed to hold on to it. Isaacson all over the back of him. But where the drivers behind him have managed to utilise that strength, they've now all compressed back up with one another. This is so close, Marco, yet again in race 2.
I think we've had a big crash on the backstretch, huh?
We've got Jester and Bakken, Norwegian, jostling for position. Oh no! Wow, big accident there. For the second time in this race. That's looking like race over. Oh, Charney there just managing to get out of the... I'm not too sure who that was who was coming through there. Just managed to take evasive action and get around Charney there. Wow. The elbows are out. Everything is to play for. As we come round at the end of lap 2, your order currently, and I'm certain it's not going to stay like this, as we've seen in race 1, is Olsen, Isaacson, Marteau, Larsen and Rasmussen are your top 5 right now. Obviously on the left hand side of the screen in the timing tower, the blue highlights the top 10. That will be your reverse grid for race 3, but that is bound to change. Things are nowhere near over as Olsen, he's gone to the inside yet again. He's having to use it to defend from Isaacson, who's right behind him and staying with him. And surely, Marco, they're going to be looking to work together to pull away from the Dutchman Marteau.
Yeah, they need to get, they need to hope that Marteau gets attacked, and of course he's in the company of very quick drivers like Rasmussen, Larsen and Fournier, so which is his teammate of course, and they, because Marteau has showed that pure pace, even if not always by a lot, but he's still always the quickest driver has been all season long. Therefore, they need to make sure that he has the least amount of possibilities opportunities possible or available to close that gap, which, mind you, is very small to begin with. Even though we are closing in on 1/3 of the race already, and of course with the extended grid, reverse grid, you can see, as you were saying there, Russell, and it's so important points-wise if you can get into this reverse as an amateur, you know, because you will effectively start, 10 places, 8 places in front of the closest competition. So Negrete and Russell so far looking extremely good in terms of point scoring for race 3. But of course, I'm getting a bit too much ahead of myself.
I think so, as we've seen from race 1, and we've already seen in race 2. Things can change at the blink of an eye. And here, Olsen, he's under attack yet again from Isaacson. Just tucking up behind one another, but here comes Rasmussen. He's launching attack on Marteau. They're going to come side by side yet again. Down through the chute. So they fly past now on the short run, down to toe, through this boot section. So they come around Larson. He's dropped back a little bit from Marteau, and that's going to leave him vulnerable from the 2 drivers behind, Fournier and Rosenkrantz, who's so far up 4 places. However, the biggest man on the move right now is Luke Pennington. He's already up 10 places. He's up into 12th place. And really to gain some more. Glamster, we mentioned about him, and just to keep you up to date with the championship standings, he needs to get in a couple of places. He needs to, as Marco was mentioning earlier, he needs to get himself past Russell, so that if he has any chance of taking that championship, his best place is going to be starting race 3 from pole position. And Philip Russell right now is going to be defending for his life to keep hold of that 10th place, because he's got his own aspirations of wanting to hold on to 3rd place in the championship. And further up the field right now, people jostling for position. As per race 1, Marteau and Rasmussen will not leave each other alone. Marteau already up 3 places. There's Glamster. Oh, he's managed to get past Russell somewhere. And that's going to really help him if he's got any chance of beating Negrete to the AM title. He really needs these points. Marco, if you're Glamster right now, are you sort of thinking, do you try and keep hold of 10th so that you hope you'll, so that you'll start race 3 in pole position, or do you look to try and close the gap up to Negrete and try and take some points off him, but at the risk that knowing that you're going to start behind him in race 3?
At this point of the season, the thing I would do if I had the ability to fight with these drivers, which I don't because I'm terrible, would be to get the most points possible, and then for race 3 we wait and see. But I think the calculations need to be, especially when you're in a desperate situation, you need to get the most points on offer. Easier said than done, of course, and then whatever happens in race 3 happens, but at least you want to get the more points that you can get right now. Again, easier said than done, because of course it is to close Glamsetter to close in on Beer, which is a pro driver, is very fast, so not going to be as easy as it seemed. As Bartok got past Rasmussen again.
Oh, it's just getting close between these two, duking it out as Marteau there running over the grass on the corner exit. And these drivers just, I've said it before, Mark, it just will not leave each other alone, battling so closely, spending so much of the lap side by side.
Exactly, and of course in the case of contacts, etc., there will be a possibility of post-race reviews by the stewards after drivers lodge appeals. So everything we say tonight, all the results, etc., it is all pending pending the final stewards review, which will come in a couple of days' time. Of course, I mean, unless I don't know, we discovered that Marteau is shooting the other drivers with a gun on their wheels. He's probably pretty sure to be the champion, but for the amateur and all the other positions, everything is up to, you know, up for debate until the end. Now, of course, we haven't seen anything egregious. Like, you cannot protest for the sake of it. A couple of crashes we had were mostly due to, you know, racing, and I have to say, great showing by these drivers, and very little, if none at all, stupid moves, which is the real trouble sometimes.
It definitely is. Watkins, Glen, especially with that slipstream, it encourages overtakes, and here we go again. The battle of Marteau and Rasmussen in its latest chapter, as they look to try and get one, tries to get one over another. However, while they've been battling, the Canadian Fournier, he's tucking up right behind these two, and they'll be looking to try and pick up some scraps for whatever happens from these two battling. Hopefully it remains clean, because I want to see that race remain for the rest of the race. As we've got Thiago Reiser there. Let's have a little look at what's happened to him. Ooh, just taking a bit too much of the corner exit there and rubbing up against the barrier. Hopefully that hasn't caused too much damage to his car. But a little, obviously, you see the times on your screen right now. Glamsetter, he's getting quicker and quicker versus Beer. 2 tenths out of him last time around, and interestingly, as it stands at the moment, Marteau is currently the holder of the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:38.3. As he's managed to just pull a little bit of fresh air over Rasmussen. However, with that slipstream effect, it won't last for long. As Rasmussen, he's got Fournier coming alongside him. Fournier is using that slipstream for Marteau ahead of him to allow to pull himself through and get the move done early. That's up to 4th place for Fournier. Absolutely
great teamwork,
brilliant
fantastic
move.
Teamwork by the Team Shazoo drivers. It looked like something you would see on an oval. You know, Marteau pulled on the left side, and Fournier grabbed all the slipstream. Great teamwork.
Almost choreographed there, that move. Like almost like a ballet, you know, working together, and absolutely spectacular. That just keeping you sort of abreast of what's happening out front. Olsen, he's got a nice comfortable lead right now, approaching 1.5 seconds. Got 2 minutes left of race 2. I don't know where the time's quite gone. Where have the last 8 laps gone? We've had so much action here on Apex Racing TV for the last round, and it's been absolutely spectacular. It's going to be around about 3 laps, and Marteau goes faster again. Yet another fastest lap of the race, a 1:38.2, as he looks to hunt down Isaacson and try and steal at the death that 2nd place from him. Marco, can he do it? Can he get within striking range?
There is nothing that Marteau can't do, but with only 1.5 laps left, seems to be very complicated. And now once again Rasmussen gets past Fournier, so up into 4th once again. Oh dear, creative line there from Rasmussen, almost going to the grass. He can keep the position. I mean, Marteau is close, but he needs to be a bit closer, because, you know, especially because the carousel comes at the very beginning of the lap. So if he wants to launch a move on Isaacson, he needs to do it towards the beginning of the lap and not at the end.
So just keeping one eye on the AM Championship. Negrete still in 8th place, but Glamsetter still holding on to that 10th place. That will currently put him in pole position for race 3. However, Russell is not too far behind him. can he emulate his namesake, the British F1 driver George Russell, who's an absolute qualified specialist? There we go. Oh look, that's Glumsetter. Oh no! This is really, really going to throw a spanner in the works now of the AMP Championship and surely hand it to Negretta.
It's oil spill corner once again. I call that oil spill corner. I can spin there with every car, even the Formula V. It is literally the most, the most slippiest, the most slippery bit of tarmac in all of iRacing.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who experiences exactly the same issues, Marco. I'm glad of that. And right now, just on to the final lap. Olsen is still ahead. However, further down, Fournier, he's got past Rasmussen. He's going to have all the hard work to do in this second half of the track, where it is harder for the drivers to overtake. Russell, he's got Pennington, who's been a man on the move, up 11 places so far in race 2. Two Brits looking to battle it out within the last few corners, but I think it's going to be too late for Pennington to try and get himself into that 10th place and nick it at the depth off of Russell. But as Tobias Olsen rounds the last couple of corners, he's just coming around the second to last corner now. And this is going to look like, as he just flies round the final turn, Olsen takes the victory in race 2 here at Watkins Glen. Isaacson takes second, Marteau third. Another fastest lap of the race, a 1:38.1. Fournier keeps hold of fourth, Rasmussen fifth. Wow. Marco, I think, have we got a chance to try and draw breath now? What a race.
Absolutely, and I mean, we are going to need that little commercial break in a second, because this was fantastic. Commiserations to Glumsetter, that mistake there. I mean, it was difficult for him, but now very tough, especially because, you know, both Negretti and Russell will start basically at the front of the field, whilst he will be in the thick of it down in P12, waiting for a couple of drivers. And of course, after doing race 1 and race 2 back-to-back, as you guys are very familiar with, we will have a small break, 5-minute warm-up between race 2 and race 3. And so, I think this is as good as a time as ever, team, to go to a little bit of a break.
Definitely. See you soon. some lovely messages from our sponsors there. Obviously, Virtual Racing School, VRS. If you're looking to improve your performance on track, they have 50+ data packs for road, oval, setups, track guides, data analysis software, and one-on-one coaching. Obviously, the guys, thank you to those over at SDK Gaming. If you're looking to add a live virtual HUD to your iRacing show, timing towers like the software we're using tonight, relative boxes, mini maps, stream to Twitch with the most complete overlay in iRacing, broadcast your leagues and series. SDK Gaming syncs your commentary team cameras, focus driver overlays, and helps you produce a brilliant quality broadcast. And then finally, obviously, the guys over at Apex Racing Academy with 29 data packs, setups, track guides, integration with VRS, weekly group coaching sessions, and much, much more. Thank you to all those sponsors for tonight's race. And wow, Marco, we've got around about a couple of minutes before the drivers start to grid up for the final round. Well, the final race of the final round of the season, and I'm already starting to lose the voice. I can feel it already going.
It has been a fantastic evening, and let's not forget, if you're up for some more open wheel action, in just about 2 hours time, the official Formula Renault 3.5 Championship will be here on Apex Racing TV, round 1 of the new season from Okayama. And next week, we will send the F3s on vacation for a bit, because the Apex Racing Academy newest open wheeler league, the Apex Racing Academy Formula Renault 2.0 League, not to be confused with the official Formula Renault 2.5 League, that's on iRacing, will take the time slot of this particular series. So starting from next Saturdays, we will have a car that is often forgotten even by the iRacers themselves, but it's quite fun. And this season, of course, there will be a series on Apex Racing TV, and of course on Apex Racing Academy you will have the data pack, and if you sign up, of course, there is a coupon for you to use on the Academy website. But you can also use your costume setup as well, but you have the telemetry, all that nice stuff. So I'm a bit sad at the F3, because we have done F3 series basically non-stop for a year now, but it's a nice change of pace to see. And I've seen the sign-ups. The Formula Renault 2.0 has been quite popular already as a car. So basically from next week, Saturday nights on Apex Racing TV are the Formula Renault nights. 2.0 and 3.5 makes me think of the glory days of the World Series by Renault. Man, I'm old. Okay, starting grid for race 3. Here we go, on your screen.
Lovely. So, the starting grid for the last round of race, the last round of the season in the Apex Racing Academy VRS F3 Super Series. Russell is on pole with Beer alongside him. Negret has got Rosenkrantz alongside him for company. Then we've got Larson and Rasmussen on the third row of the grid. Fournier and Marteau in 7th and 8th. Isaacson and Olsen on the 5th row. Then we've got Luke Pennington up 11 places in the last race. It starts in 11th with Glamsetter, a driver looking for redemption, on the 6th row of the grid. Aidan Howard has Reiser alongside him. Then Minot has Melchev alongside him. Then Schnell and Helgerud are on 17th and 18th. Jack Crew has Charney alongside him on the 10th row. Rogenbuck has Bob Boberg alongside him. Then Justin Becker, Moreau, and then Aaron Smith starts from the back.
Look at that
timing.
timing.
Here we go. We're off already. And it's already a great start there from Beer. He's gonna get moved on to himself, and Russell flowing here, losing out massively. Oh, they've got more contact there. That's Marteau, the championship leader, caught up in an accident there. And already action and drama here in race 3. The driver's not leaving anything on their table as they look to go 3 wide potentially into the carousel. Who's going to back out? Who's going to come through victorious? It's running really wide for Fournier, the Canadian.
Oh,
he's having
a bit of contact.
Wow, that was so close to another major accident there. But Russell, he's out in front. It's looking positive for him. 2 amps out at the front, but here comes Rosenkrantz. He's gonna take it to Gressa. And he's got the move done up to second place, but the Gressa, he's being swamped right now. He's got Isaacson. He's got Olsen with him for company. As they go 2 by 2 now. And there's not much left of the first lap, but they're still all having a massive go at one another. But this is playing into Russell's hands while these 4 drivers keep battling with one another. This is allowing Russell to extend his gap out at the front and pull away. And he needs as much of it, Marco, as he can get, as we've seen, because of that slipstream effect along the back straight.
Absolutely, man. What a chaotic start. I think this is the first DNF of the season for Marteau. You know, much like I think Vettel in 2013, where he had retirement on the last race, or 2012, I don't remember, 2011. Well, whatever, the final race of the season he had a DNF. You know, of course you always want to finish the race at the top, but he will not be too sad about it.
Here we go, Rosenkrantz. He's gone to the outside. He is slightly ahead of Russell. And here comes Isaacson looking to capitalise and follow Rosenkrantz through. But he's not going to be able to. Russell fighting for his life. Desperate to keep hold of that second place right now. And while he's managed to do it, it's backed Olsen into Isaacson. And Isaacson's just managed to nip past there. But a little bit further down the field, we've got 3 amps battling it out right now. We've got Glamsetter, who's just behind Mignot. And this is getting really, really close right now. Closer than it's ever been. As Russell just he's just still managing to hold on. He's run a little bit wide there. And that's going to surely give Isaacson and Olsen the chance now to strike. And these 4 guys need to really, really work together if we want to try and pull away some gap, which Russell will be hoping for. Over Justin Negret down in 5th place, as we've got a replay of the start of all of the action and the melee that ensued. Oh no, Marto got taken out. I think it's Aaron Smith there, I think, was it?
That was Larsen, that was Kjetil Larsen who was speeding, and incredibly Marteau was wrong place, wrong time.
Wow, talking about potentially wrong place, wrong time. Russell, he's been absolutely swamped right now. Olsen is come to the outside and he's going to look to run it round. Can he cut back across Russell and get that position? That's it, Olsen, he's up to 2nd place. And Russell, from starting 1st on the grid, he's down to 3rd. But just under a 3rd race distance. As we've seen from race 1 and 2, this fight is not over.
Oh no!
Oh no, we've got contact further down. Big accident there involving 2 of our drivers. Just take a little look at Johnny. One of the drivers involved there. Wow! 3 into 1 does not go. And that is the end result of what happened. Wow. Drivers really, really pushing it. Trying to maximise the amount of points. Some potentially at all costs. Really, really going for it in the final race of the season. Rosenkrantz just turning around a back marker there. That's Larsen, who's obviously involved in that earlier incident with Marteau. And Rosenkrantz will be saying thank you very much to the slipstream. Just like Olsen is in the background there, just utilising it, jinxing out at the very last second, trying to get every single little crumb of slipstream there from the lap car. bit further on. Russell, he's come down a couple more places, but he's not. Oh, no, more contact there.
Hey, it's Larsen again.
It was Larsen again. Oh,
not his night. This third race of the evening.
It really isn't. That's 2 incidents in as many laps for Larsen.
Oh, here comes also now.
Potentially his retirement from this race.
He used the fast repair on the first one, but now he's out of fast repairs. By the way, Marteau is back on the track. He also took the fast repair. He's right in front of these guys. There he is. So he's not a lap down, incredibly, but of course quite a long way behind the fight for the lead, which is basically right behind him.
Marteau has got a lot of work to do if he wants to climb any places right now. However, from the drives we've seen from him all season, you would not put him past him at all. But he's going to have, like you say, Marco, he's going to have the leaders coming up behind him soon, which may hamper his progression. And if he's got any chance of catching Florian Beer ahead of him, that's going to create issues for him. Is how these guys behind him catch him. And Rosenkrantz, he's got Olsen closing up. You can see there visually just how strong the slipstream is around Watkins Glen. That long back straight, obviously where it starts all the way down out of turn 1 through the S's. And that front end of Olsen's F3 looking very twitchy right now. The last thing he wants to do is overheating the tyres and taking all the life out of him, because that will then leave him vulnerable and dropping back down towards Isaacson. We've got Glamsetter, so just keeping you one eye on the AMP Championship. As it stands at the moment, just in the grid, will be crowned the championship within AM as it stands. But as we've seen from all the drama and all the close racing and all the excitement here, anything could change at the drop of the hat. Also, I think somewhere Thiago Reis has had a bit of an incident.
Has he beached himself?
I'm not too sure. I think he's just waiting for the traffic to come past so that maybe not.
He gave up.
I'm not too sure whereabouts on track that was, but he's jumped to the pits, and that's going to cost him dearly.
It was coming out of the boot into the oil spill corner, I think.
Here we go, through the S's. Olsen looking to get the move done. That 191 numbered F3. But just looking in the background, as we've seen so often all night, is the third driver. Right now it's Isaacson, the Norwegian, looking to capitalise. I mean, wow, Marco, look at how much speed the drivers can carry through the carousel there. It's absolutely spectacular to watch.
And Negretti just went past Russell, so he's the new leader in the amateur class. Certainly the best place to be for him. But I mean, yes, absolutely incredible the way he can. Oh, mistake from Olsen. Here comes Isaacson.
Here he comes. They're going to go side by side, and this is playing into Rosenkrantz's hands right now. If he wants to pick up the race victory. But Isaacson, he's going to have to wait another lap. Olsen just keeping hold of that second place by the tip of his fingernails, I think, there, Marco.
What an incredible send-off for this car and this series before we switch to the Formula Renault 2.0 next season. And by the way, already 10 minutes on the clock. Where has time gone as Fournier, fastest lap of the race, Negretti, the amateur championship leader, gets the fastest lap of the race. We have a battle, Yestrumbach and Minot, Glamsetter. Fantastic stuff between these three drivers. Fights all over. Oh! What the hell was that?
Another big accident. That's in the S's there. And the drivers need to be careful just coming through. Let's get a replay of exactly what happened there.
Oh, it was a lapped car, Aiden Howard.
Oh,
he had a technical failure. he went straight. I think he had a technical fail. He was lagging, but if you look at the steering wheel, you will see he went straight onto the wall. So probably a disconnection of the wheel. See, he was not steering anymore.
Bouncing off the rev limiter. Oh, such a shame. That's really put the cat amongst the pigeons right now. And just looking at it, just looking at Aaron Smith, he's up 15 places. We've got Jester and Backen. He's up 12 places. Some drivers really making some moves right now. But back up the front.
Rosenkrantz moved back to first, so while we were watching the mayhem unfold in the back.
This is, where do you look right now? We've got action up and down the field. It's hard to keep hold of, but we're trying our best here. There's so many battles happening on track right now. You've got this group of 4 up front. We've got Rosenkrantz, Olsen, Isaacson and Fournier. Then just behind them, you've got a three-way battle of Negrezza, Russell and Luke Pennington. Just got battles absolutely everywhere. So we now look back from Rosenkrantz. Here comes Olsen. He's taking it to the outside. That inside line so popular with the defense for the drivers. In down the carousel. And here comes Olsen. Wow, just trying to use all the grass as he jinks now to the right-hand side to try and look to maybe get the undercut under Rosenkrantz. But Rosenkrantz, he's not a daft racer. He'd already had it covered off. But here comes Olsen again, trying every which way. Big twitch of oversteer there. But this is left invulnerable to Isaacson. And Isaacson is going to take the inside line. Can he get it done? But no, Olsen just a bit later on the brakes as we ride on board with Fournier right now. He's got the best seat in the house to watch these three battle it out.
What a great helmet also, the Canadian flag proudly displayed. And we...
Oh no, he's lost it!
Oof.
Fournier's lost it! He's managed to recollect himself. So we're just looking at his helmet there and wow. That's so what was the 4-way battle for the lead now becomes 3. With 9 laps gone, your top 5 is Rosenkrantz, Olsen, Isaacson, Fournier, Negrezza. And it's shaping up all the time. It's a constantly evolving race. And here we go again, the slipstream train for lap 9 between these top 3. Here comes Olsen, but here comes Isaacson as well. They're gonna go 3 wide into the carousel. Here we go, hold tight everyone. But Rosenkrantz emerges victorious from the 3 drivers. And Marco, I don't know how Rosenkrantz is keeping hold of the lead right now.
I have no idea. Very brave. You know, when they go 3 wide there. Oh man, once again, here comes Rosenkrantz around the outside. Here's Olsen, but Rosenkrantz can keep slightly ahead. Oh, good exit from Olsen, but he will have the outside. Oh, big block on the inside, big block on the outside. Oh man.
Rosenkrantz, he's not giving up that set, despite losing first place. He's not giving up that second place. He says to Isaacson, no, you're not having a place off me as well. I'm only losing 1 place. It's bad enough losing 1. I'm not losing 2. But now, this is going to leave Olsen vulnerable. He's going to be where Rosenkrantz, for so many laps, been the target for the drivers behind of attacks being made on them. Now it's Olsen's turn. Can the Swede hold on as we head round? The white flag waves. It's the last lap of the race, the last lap of the season. Here we go, everyone. Who's going to emerge victorious? Will it be Olsen? Will it be Rosenkrantz? Will it be Isaacson? Let's find out.
White flag came out at 14:59, so hopefully these guys have fueled enough for an extra lap.
We'll soon find out. They're going to have another go with going 3 wide. Hold tight, everyone. Here we go. But look, Rosenkrantz, he's emerged victorious from the middle of the 3 wide. Round the carousel. He's resumed the lead of this motor race yet again. An absolutely stunning move from the German. Just looking back, now Olsen, he's vulnerable to Isaacson. He's looking to get the move done. Can he get the switch back? He took the deeper entry into the corner. But all while this is going on, they're sat up in the slipstream of Rosenkrantz. We've got battles. Oh, this is getting incredibly close. It's Olsen getting really nervous on the brakes. The car twitching massively. This is Isaacson's chance now, surely. Or can Olsen maintain that second place? Good defensive. This is going to give him a really poor exit. Can Isaacson get the drive off one of the corners? As Rosenkrantz now gallivants off into the lead. They go too right across the line. No. Rosenkrantz wins race 3 at Watkins. Glen Olsen comes across the line in second. Isaacson third. That's Luke Pennington. After such a strong race too. Let's see what's happened to him.
So he was right behind the amateur leaders. And
wow!
Oh, and that is Philip Russell, who somehow finished 7th.
Wow, how is he dragged? Look at the state of that car. How has he managed to get that across the line? He's got only 3 wheels on his wagon, and one of them on the front isn't even pointing in the right direction.
Sorry, but I want to watch it again from his own board. So a mistake there from Pennington. Russell goes on the outside, they touch, and yeah, ouch.
At that moment, Marco, you're surely thinking race over for Russell.
Yeah, but you have no steering, you have no directionality. You are a passenger and the cars are coming thick and fast, especially in a short race like this. And as you can see from the chopper view, which we will see right now, here comes Smith, but he's just a second too late. There he is. So that would have been another position. He only got passed by one car in the end, which was Christian Glamsetter, which is quite extraordinary, as we are having a bit of a donut party to celebrate the end of the season.
That ending almost, it brings back memories of Lewis Hamilton with his puncture at Silverstone a couple of seasons ago. Wow, what a race to end the season with. We had everything, Marco. We had drama, we had excitement, we had incidents, we had overtakes. It's where do we even begin to try and dissect that one?
Well, I think we can start with the results of the main event.
Definitely. So Rosenkrantz come home in victory, with Olsen and Isaacson joining him on the podium in second and third. Alex Fournier, obviously if you hadn't had that slight twitch and that incident, you probably would have seen him up there battling, but he has to settle for 4th in the end. Justin Negretta comes home in 5th and top in AM. And I believe that is going to be enough to get the championship win for him. We'll see if we can bring those results to you shortly. Glamsetter is 6th. Russell somehow dragged the car over the line to finish in 7th, with Aaron Smith having to settle for 8th there. Rasmussen is in 9th, and Melshev comes home in 10th place. Then we've got Helgerud in 11th, Rogenbuck, Snell, Boberg in 14th, Johnny in 15th. Then we've got a cluster of the pro drivers, got Beer, Justin Bakken, Pennington and Marteau, who did well to recover all the way up to 19th in the end after that early incident. Then we've got Jack Crew in 20th, Howard 21st, Mignot in 22nd, Larson 23rd, Reiser in 24th, and Moreau 10 laps down, unfortunately, rounds out the field, 25th place.
Awesome. Well, as per usual, it's the last round of the season, therefore the interview room is incredibly crowded. Who do we want to start with, Tim?
Oh, it's like choosing between your children, really, in some ways. Let's have a little start with. Let's start with Tobias Olsen. I think probably is a good place to start. Just see if we can just grab him and move him into the commentary box. Oh, there we go. Oh. There we go. Tobias, welcome to the commentary booth. Wow, what a final! What a couple of final laps. Did you think it? I mean, obviously you held that first place very momentarily to Rosenkrantz. Did you think you'd keep hold of it, or did you think that this could go any way between yourself, Rosenkrantz, and Isaacson?
Yeah, it was pretty tight there on the last lap. Rosenkrantz's car was like a rocket ship on the straight. So yeah, but it was a good fight at least.
It looked incredibly tight from up here in the commentary booth, and obviously, what was going through your mind during the race where the three of you were just battling out?
I was kind of going for the win because I noticed that Shadi Larsen crashed, so I'm not sure where I am in the standings after this, but it should be pretty tight. So the goal was to win, but didn't really have the pace, but almost.
Oh, but it was so close, and I mean, did you ever get worried that potentially obviously when you became a little bit almost vulnerable on the last lap, did you think that maybe he might sneak second place off you?
Yeah, of course, he was close behind as well, so, and I did a little mistake in the final corner, so he was right on me. But yeah. At least it was P2, so. And there was a race win in race 2, so that was good. After a bad race 1.
Definitely, it was a nice bit of redemption for you. Tobias, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the brilliant drives that you put on during the season.
Yeah, and thanks to you guys, and yeah, see you next season maybe. Who knows?
Definitely, I'm sure we'll see us back.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks. Now, next driver we're gonna speak to is, I don't know how we quite made it across the line. I'm sure you don't know how either. Philip Russell joins us in the commentary box. Philip, obviously we saw you last lap going side by side with Pennington. Words. I can't even bring the words to me, like to try and describe like what must have been going through your mind.
Oh, we lost him.
No, we've lost him. I'm not sure what's happened.
Let's try to bring him back. Philip, are you with us? Because I think he is not.
No, that's a shame. I'd love to have spoken to Philip after that absolutely amazing drive. Let's just check in with race 3 winner, Chris Rosenkrantz. Hello, Chris.
Hi.
Congratulations on the race win. And what a final race.
Yes, I waited for this moment. I pushed me throughout the season. I had a lot of up and downs, and I never expected that I really win, especially the last race. It was such amazing. I'm so thankful about this result.
It looked so close. We were speaking to Tobias Olsen just shortly before you, and he was saying how tight it was at the front. Did you ever feel confident of getting the race victory?
So, I think not really. It was till the last lap, really excited. The other guys there, I think it was Tobias Olsen and someone other of the Scandinavians, was quite quick. We had a lot of slipstream and they did no mistakes in the corners. So my goal was for this moment to finish third or something like this. I never expected that I can take the lead and then the win. So I'm really happy.
We've just seen on camera replay, obviously down at turn 1 on the first lap, where it was all very close to being race over for you. It was a very nervous moment in the cockpit.
Yes, it was such really chaotic. I'm also sorry about the push to the other driver, because he went up to the right. I think he lost a bit the control of the car, and I had no space to take a move that will not turn around. So in my opinion, I'm sorry for him, but I think it was such the racing chaos at the beginning of the race.
Definitely, we've seen from all 3 races tonight chaotic and frantic start to each of the races, of which there's been some victors and some losers, and I think for yourself it just happened to be that you were one of the drivers that managed to have a bit of luck and came through victorious. And Chris, I just want to say thank you for some absolutely spectacular racing tonight.
Yes, please. I had also fun out there, and the other guys did also an amazing job. For sure, you are also amazing because of this championship. I never drove before in an online championship like this. That's my first, and it's absolutely amazing how it is going here.
Thank you for the kind words. That was Chris Rosenkrantz, your race victor for race 3. Marco, is there anyone, just seeing from the list of names, just waiting in the waiting room, is there anyone in particular you'd like to speak to?
Yes, I would like to speak to, fingers crossed of course, our champion-elect for the amateur class, Justin Negrete. Hello Justin, are you with us?
I am, hello.
So, of course, our fantastic league owner and admin Sam, I think he's on vacation tonight, so we'll have to wait for him to update the standings. But I'm sure you've done your calculations, so it's looking pretty good for you.
Yep, I think so. Yeah, I haven't done I haven't looked at the points yet, but I think it's pretty much there. But yeah, it was a fun race, you know, to end the season. You know, a lot of great battles there, and I felt pretty good in the car. Had a pretty good, you know, week of practice. So yeah, like overall, I'm super pumped and very excited.
I can imagine it was a very tough, you know, track to end the season. Of course, little time to prepare because of, you know, we were waiting for the iRacing schedule to come out. And let's be honest, it's a place where the slipstream can really affect the races. And with a championship margin that wasn't that big, these were, you said, fun races, but I can also imagine some, you know, also high emotional, high intensity 3 races tonight that you had.
Yeah, for sure. You know, there was some pretty close, you know, racing there down the back straight going into the big long right-hander. It's always a tricky little corner, but you know, if you get it right, man, so many different, you know, passing opportunities there, and nice, close, fun racing. But yeah, I was definitely, you know, a bit nervous, you know, going into this race. You know, I knew it was important, but you know, put your foot down and head up, and yeah, it worked out.
So we'll wait for the official results later down the next couple of days. But in the end, I think you can be very happy about your season. Now, what is in store for you in the future?
I think I'm going to hit the Formula 2.0 league. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's been probably a little over a year since I've raced that car, so you know, a little bit of a different challenge. So I'll probably, you know, focus on that for the upcoming season.
It seems like we're going to meet each other for the, you know, foreseeable future then, because
yes,
yeah, I'm on top for that one as well. So man, I really like that car, especially you know, it has been fallen victim to iRacing's sudden boom of low quote unquote power open wheel cars. So it's nice to have a league for it. It's I really hope that it has success, because it is quite a unique car, I think. And I'm sure, despite not being identical, I'm sure you will be able to transfer a lot of what you have learned in these seasons in the F3 to the 2.0.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. It just kind of transfers over. Maybe a little bit lower power, you can kind of get on the throttle more, and maybe that's, you can just carry some more speed around the corners like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to testing that out.
Justin, fantastic racing from you all season long. Before we let you go and you get the party started, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, so first and foremost, you guys, Apex Racing, you guys put on an awesome broadcast. It's super fun to watch, the replays when I go back. So thank you guys very much for that. And then secondly, again, Connor Wagner, awesome setup guy. So cheers to him and cheers to you guys.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Justin, and we'll catch you hopefully next week.
All right. Thanks, Marco. Bye.
Tim, that was a fantastic night of racing, and I think also, a nice introduction for you in the series. Too bad it's over, but as they were saying, 2.0 is coming soon, and a lot of other broadcasts. But I'm sure you have enjoyed yourself tonight.
Wow, what a great introduction to the series. Watkins Glen always delivers on drama and excitement, and we've had it in bucketfuls tonight in all 3 races, and it's been an absolute pleasure to fill in for Sam tonight. Sam Fitzpatrick, who couldn't be with you, and what a pleasure it has been. And really looking forward to the Renault 2.0 championship.
Awesome. Well, this concludes the proceedings tonight for us. As I was saying, in a little more than 1 hour on this channel, you will have the Formula Renault 3.5 official iRacing series live from Okayama with myself, Austin Knight, and Jessica Ball. That is always, basically 2 of the last 3 seasons, that championship has ended up being decided in the final 3 or 4 laps of the championship, and the Dallara iRacing Grand Prix Championship that we just witnessed on Thursday. Almost half of the grid is made of Formula 3.5 alumni, so certainly a lot of great drivers are going to be racing tonight. But since he was your main voice for the majority of the evening, I will leave Tim with the final remarks and to send us home.
Thank you, Marco, and thank you for your great work. Just to say, if you're looking to follow us and keep up to date with everything that's happening, you can follow us over on Twitter at Apex Racing TV. At Facebook, you'll find us at facebook.com/Apex Racing TV. And of course, Instagram. If you search for Apex Racing TV on there as well, you will be able to find our pages where you can like, follow, and subscribe. A big thank you to our sponsors as well tonight. The guys over at VRS Virtual Racing School, SDK Gaming, and Apex Racing Academy. Wow, what a season it has been, and what a way to end the season. Thank you to all of our drivers. And we look forward to seeing you very, very soon on the channel. For myself, Marco, and everyone here at Apex Racing TV, goodbye.